It's a matter of fact. Today is the 6th of September. We are déjà fini avec nous en septembre. Believe it or not, the month is flying by. Si y a moun do pa kay vle kwe, mais moi-même ka fwa ou sav, c'est moi ka volé. A matter of fact, if it's Sunday, it's a matter of fact with your host, Carlton Coaks Cyril, c'est ici à nous ka ba ou ni anglais, ni en créole là. Attention nous pour ba ou information. Et là nous ba ou information, nous toujours ni c'est moun nan qui sa répondre question à sur n'importe sujet nous décider pour parler à soi. A matter of fact, you could join us, ladies and gentlemen, listening audience, radio land, TV land, social media land. You could download the Hot FM app. Of course, in that app, you get 3-in-1. You have the Hot FM app, you have Kiss FM app, and of course, we have Hot 7 TV, which is being aired live right now. So if you download the app, all you need to do is fast forward, go to the Hot 7 TV app, and you will have me. Of course, for those of you listening, we say a pleasant good evening to you. N'importe koto ye, kou ka koute voix moi, kou ka chile, sa ki ka fait tous les dimanches, depuis irrité, a matter of fact. Ça c'est programme nan côté nous ka ba ou information comme do. Ek information ça nous ni un monde qui ça répondre question parce que nous ka ba ou opportunité aussi pour ça répondre ek mandé pour ça mandé question. Bon moi dit bonjour n'importe côté où est monsieur en cette ici bonjour de beaucoup attendre voir moi pour jamais souci moi ga dit bonjour ba ou Castui bonjour bon moi dit bonjour by monsieur Alil the Wonka and Mr. McCavey. I say pleasant good evening. Miss Anthea, bonjour, bonjour. Hélène, je dis bonjour bao. Of course, pour Jamwa, Rasla, vous savez comment nous y n'a dit bonjour bao. Toujours qu'à moi, toujours qu'à moi, bel petit encouragement. Bonjour bao. Pour ceux qui la bonne la main à la banane, nous dit bonjour bao autres. Ish, ça qu'a fait frère. Bonjour. Wherever you may be, for our folks over in the diaspora, providing that support. Keeping in touch with what's happening here. We say a pleasant good evening to you. Randy, Alicia in Texas. Alban, what's going on? Say a pleasant good evening to you and family. Not forgetting the man Bouchers. Alan, we say pleasant good evening to you. Of course, to my siblings, we say a special good evening. Wherever you may be, England, Canada, the Caribbean, I say a pleasant good evening and thank you so much for staying in touch with us. Thank you for following and keeping up to date with what is going on here. It means a lot. Of course, I cannot not mention, of course, when it has to do with this pandemic, the COVID. Quand on souhaite, messieurs, dames, quand on l'autre souhaite côté, nous avons information, nous sommes contents. Là, nous avons information, ça a coûté, ou pas venir avec bagay yo di. We will have it, for lack of a better term, right out of the horse's mouth as we attempt to give you the information and educate you in one way or the other and vice versa. We give you that opportunity to call us and speak to us with any concerns, queries, or any recommendations. Today, as I said, is the 6th of September. Parmi bagay ki kay fait nou kay touche an titak asui. L'école ka ouvert, moi just vlo sav ça ek pip ça protocole. Dimanche en haut, sou te ka koute, nou te parle en lè ça, ek nou te nan belle discussion kon ka kwe à présent, moun pa we mais quand même ou ja ça vous pas aimer connaître tout bagay. Si rien nou kay an ek touche asui un titak. Quoi n'importe ça ou ka fait, mettez à terre. Sou bouizan boué, point boué, parce que là nous commençons ici à bagay qui intéressé tellement ou pas qu'il ni pièce raison, messieurs dames, pour y faire pièce l'autre bagay. And a note here, ladies and gentlemen, I just want, as anything else, for us to remain positive. Too much negativity this week, and of course during this whole pandemic. We have noticed the amount of persons, everything is a negativity. Let's dwell a little on the positive. And nous mettez attention nous en les bagailles qui plus positive. Et attention nous les nous faire ça, c'est pour nous pour aller devant. nous avons touché en ces développements qui a fait nouvelle avant nous entrer dedans si genou mais comme nous nous sommes bien contents si vous fait qu'on confortable couillant moun dit Coaks sur Hot 7 TV a matter of fact il a bay information et qui a ba ou opportunité pour couiller and that's a fact pas quitter Pierre Mondo ça. We take a commercial break. When we back, I will give you our latest developments and we touch a little among them. Zooks scoring another victory today against the Tal Awards. Stay tuned.
At Tropical Solar, we understand the effect of COVID-19 on you. So we're offering you 19% off our water heaters. We can install this efficient technology following all protocols within 48 hours. We guarantee you hot water to wash your hands or shower, rain or shine. And it's backed by a 4-year warranty. For your COVID-19% off, call 453-1868 or 454-6344. Tropical Solar, wash away the virus.
And welcome back. A matter of fact, if it's Sunday, it's a matter of fact. Et puis, moi, Coaks, côté, nous avons information, et nous avons invité Dion Dilot, Coaks Asso Hot 7, et qui a eu information que nous bien brisé, et qui a discuté, et moi, qui a eu en opportunité aussi pour ça couiller moi. Hodia, le 6 septembre, oui, le 6 septembre, demain, si je voulais l'école qui a ouvert, quand vous bien savez, si même ça, c'est teacher a tenu assez de temps pour faire préparation yo, quand moi que ou même faire préparation les venir pour l'école ou qui ni mamay qui ni pour aller l'école demain, moi que ou faire préparation et ou pas pour ça. Call la coutume, and I commence puis as after COVID, and of course as customary, I will start with COVID. All recorded COVID-19 cases have been recovered with 0 COVID-19 related deaths. Bon, moi vle moun comprendre ça chaque fois moi fais nouvelle ça, en chaque moun ka mal comprendre nouvelle là. We have all recovered. Changé. 26 confirmed cases is what we had to date. And now the last case which was recorded Tuesday, August the 18th, le 18 août, nous ni dernier moun qui était trouvé koy testé pour COVID là. 32 ans, ça c'est une jeune femme qui était sortie l'Amérique. Eh ben, il a recouvert et là tout test li a vie négatif. C'est pour ça moi qu'a dit 100% nous a recouvert, nous pas personne qui ni maladie COVID là et ben 20 maintenant pour à présent. Fully recovered out of 26. Tout ces gens qui te a contacté là, yo prend traitement et puis yo ja kayo. Presently, all of the recorded cases of COVID-19 have recovered and St. Lucia has recorded 0 COVID-19 deaths. Personne poko mort les vini pour COVID Saint Lucie. Moi ka kwe ou ka comprendre ou ka tan information moi ka ba oui. To date, a total of 5,542 tests has been done. 5,542 tests yo ha conducté pour actuellement. Et raison yo ka fait ça ou passant ni kwete la SB chaque le yon moun ni COVID pour ou commencer kay tester moun be ache côté COVID la sorti. Ou ni pour faire pour qui manière bagaille en pays. Ça qui est bien important, on est pour ça le pays a ouvert. As St. Lucia continues to open, new sectors such as education sector, the public is advised to take personal responsibility to protect themselves and families. Encore nous pas ça dit ça pli. Nous attendons constamment. C'est pour ça moun ka dit nous pas ni COVID. Quand l'école ka vie ouvert, avant l'école vie ouvert nous pays a vie ouvert messieurs, et changer la tenant plan pour ouvrir pays en 5 phases, nous en 5e nan et à présent ça nous kay fait là en grand partout bonnement, c'est l'école qui a ouvert. Et là nous attendons encore nous ka mandé souple point responsabilité ça pour protéger corps et puis famille. The Ministry of Health continues to increase surveillance to reduce risk such as illegal entry at our borders, bridge to home quarantine, and non-adherence to protocols. Encore, la ministre responsable pour santé a dit, yo ka fait tout ça yo paie pour moun pe kopan. Là vini pour quarantine kayou, yo pa ka bay blague et puis ça. À présent, depuis qu'on vini, on est pour être en quarantine gouvernement. Et nous savons pour qui ça. Tout parler à nous parler, tout ça moun te ka dit, ça nous trouve c'est un chaise moun nan qui te supposé ka aider là vini pour situation ça. En chaise moun ça c'est yo qui bay plus problème. Cet lycéen comme moi pour qui retourne, cet lycéen qui dit yo te pris l'autre pays, cet lycéen qui te ka helé ka mande qui ça gouvernement ka fait et moun nou tan ka parler ka di gouvernement pas concerné des moun qui l'autre pays. Qui ça qui fait les yo arrivé ici c'est yo qui bay plutôt aka. Yo les yo demandé di yo pour wete ka yo quarantine. Ça c'est yo te ka trouver en la oui tout partout et cadeau yo pas ni rien. Just pour yo te wete ka yo. Plutôt pour yo te wete ka yo pour 14 jours. Ça qui bien bon bagay là à présent yo mette en manière de pour venir ou ni pour wete quarantine dans facilité gouvernement. Quoi yo ka mande ou souple. Quarantine là pour suivre le protocole. L'autre bagay là c'est moun qui te ka entrer par la porte derrière, moun qui te ka sorti par les autres pays côté nous savent qui ni la mort et bagay ça te ka simen. Et que non c'est bagay là moi peut-être qu'attend nous ka dire pour qui ça moi ka parler de ça tellement. C'est parce que moi qu'attend parler couillon côté moun ka do non pas ni ça. Quoi mais c'est souple, on fait ça nous ni pour faire. L'école ka ouvert demain si je vle, moi on vle toucher à ça en titak. Souple à messieurs dames, faire ça ou pour faire assurer mamayou en weg. Là moi parler di weg, moi ka parler di yo ni masio, yo ni sanitizer yo connaît ou parler di yo pour distance sociale là, quand yo kay retourner l'école là et ben ça qui ka aller demain et puis yo mettez bagay en place. Quand ça kay bien bon pour ces mamay là. Ou parlez ba yo parce que pour tout ce temps ça yo la kay yo supposé savent qui ça y est protocole là. Please ladies and gentlemen, as it has to do with children, let's make sure that they follow protocol, and you as a parent, of course, you lead by example and you encourage them, because we will see the reopening of school tomorrow, and that will be something very important, a big step for us in St. Lucia. Souple, parlez by ces mamay là. Avant moi point l'autre break moi avec mene guest moi nous kay parler à sous bonne nouvelle à présent comme on a dit les moi de commencer plus bonheur. Let's keep it positive. Too much negativity all about the place. So we're going to keep it positive. Speaking of positive, St. Lucia Zooks versus Jamaica Talawards. Yes. What was the score? Naifon savion bagay. Tout me priya nou ka bay Darren Samia. Tout babia nou ka babye. Zooks gain. Yes, what a comeback it was for the Zooks. The Talawards were 84 for 1. 84 for 1 at one stage. And then they were wrapped up 134 for 9 after 20 overs. Wilton mwen, laivini pou Zooks. Zooks, yo bat ces Jamaïcains, the Talawards, yo bat yo par 11 wickets, am I correct? Yes, by 11 runs. 11 runs, we won that. And of course, Sakapwekou la Trinidad, 145 for 6. The Zooks, of course, Jamaican Talawards managed to score 134 for 9. And for those of you who were watching, you would notice or be remembered when it comes to the score and what was going on. You would have seen that brilliant catch by, of course, one and only Darren Sami. Kwa nou na bagay pou pale asui, nou na bagay pou nou sa di bonne chance kwe. COVID san parmi tout ça, we will have some good news coming out of that cricket, the CPL. Thank you so much. We take another break. When we come back, I introduce my guests and we go into the nitty-gritty of our subject tonight as we deal with another interesting program. I invite you to stand by. Lè nou viye, messieurs. Nou kay ni informasyon ek mwen kay parle pi guest mwen, and that's a matter of fact.
At Tropical Solar, we understand the effect of COVID-19 on you. So we're offering you 19% off our water heaters. We can install this efficient technology following all protocols within 48 hours. We guarantee you water to wash your hands or shower, rain or shine. And it's backed by a 4-year warranty. For your COVID-19 % off, call 453-1868 or 454-6344. Tropical Solar, wash away the virus.
Back to school is happening in a big way on Hot 7 TV. For the first time ever, Hot 7 will capture the reopening of the academic year 2020-2021 live. View this historic return of students and teachers to school in what is considered the new normal. In response to COVID-19 protocols, catch up-to-date interviews with ministry officials and teachers at various schools and locations around the island. In this unprecedented time precipitated by COVID-19, Monday, September 7 from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's back to school broadcast live with Hot 7 TV. Always keeping you informed every step of the way. Hot FM is the king of radio. And with sister station Kiss FM, we control an outstanding 81% market share. 3 times more than all the other stations combined. The only station with powerful, uninterrupted, island-wide broadcast signal. If you're advertising, the annual cost of reaching each customer is far cheaper with us than on any other station. For the listener, for the advertiser, there's only one station, Hot FM. We're number 1. To advertise with us, contact our sales and advertising department at 452-6040 or email us hotfm@candw.lc. The Hot Seat is now too hot to premiere on the weekend. That's why from now on, you can catch new episodes of The Hot Seat every Wednesday from 8 p.m. That's right, Wednesday at 8 p.m. is now the first chance to see what's hot. Then catch a repeat of The Hot Seat in the Hot 7 Double Take on the weekend. Don't forget, new episodes of The Hot Seat is now on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Wednesday is now burning hot on Hot 7 TV, channel 117 on Flow, and channel 7 Plug and Play.
Television has evolved over the years, and with that, Hot FM Communications has made it possible for you, our loyal listeners and viewers, to listen and see what we have to offer wherever you are in the world. I'm sure everyone has seen or heard of our new addition to the family, Hot 7 TV. Now, Hot 7 TV will change the way you view and access TV. By that, I mean you can download the Caribbean Hot FM app on either your Android or Apple device, whether it be your cell phone or your tablet. There is also the option of viewing us on our website, www.caribbeanhottv.com. For the app users, simply click on the app and slide from right to left, navigate your way through. As you can see, it takes you to Hot FM, where you can listen to all the latest pulsating rhythms. Or Kiss FM, when you just want to unwind. But now, with that third swipe, it will take you to Hot 7 TV, where you can view all the latest news, our nightly newscast, or you can be entertained by our latest movies and entertainment programs in full HD quality. So you see, it's very simple. Swipe through till you get to your desired station. Click the play button and you're well on your way to the latest in high quality entertainment. So now that we have covered the app, let's talk about our website, www.caribbeanhottv.com. We have made it very easy to navigate upon entry. This will appear by clicking on the play button. You will be able to view Hot 7 TV live in full high definition. Or you can browse through our various options, such as our gallery, previous programs, full newscasts, or news reports. Anything you need to know about Hot 7 TV is available right here on our website. Now, for some of you who may have heard the term plug and play and don't know what we mean. Okay, it simply means power up your TV set, set up your antenna, and you can receive our signal in full high definition, free of charge.
So remember, we at Hot FM Communications are geared towards satisfying you, our loyal customers. There you have it, all the information you need to stay up to date with the latest entertainment and technology. Connect with us anytime, anywhere.
Good evening, St. Lucia. Once more, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for holding on. As I promised, as we are back, we are going to interview our guests, and I will waste no more time in doing that, because we do have a lot of information to disseminate, and I really want us to put in as much as we can, and for you, of course, to get an understanding of our information and discussion this evening. Comme je promets tout, quand nous vient, moi kay ba ou information avec moi kay de commun moi ni et puis moi osser puis nous kay faire discussion attention nous comme toujours dit ici c'est pour bailler information pour moun comprendre qui ça hier travail là qui a fait là c'est moun là qui a fait travail like raison day. Without any further ado, let me say good evening to my guest, none other than Shirley Elidor,
yes.
Marketing Communication Manager, Invest St. Lucia. Welcome to a matter of fact. Good evening, bonsoir. Merci, Anshai.
Bonsoir, Coaks.
It's not always that I get to have my female contacts, for lack of a better term, so let me just remind you. Take no offense. Are you celebrating the Zooks victory? Are you a cricket fan? No?
Well, I'm celebrating, but I'm not a big cricket fan, but I can celebrate.
But you can celebrate.
Yes.
You St. Lucia by
Yes.
default. Yes.
Yes.
So Invest St. Lucia. I mean, I have heard it, and I know a lot of persons out there probably have heard the term, especially now in our environment of the pandemic, if not anything. And before that, you would agree with me, persons are here investing. Qui ça qui invest cette lisi? Moi, quand je deux questions ça cette lisi, nous qu'attend un chay de ça, tout là où qu'attend invest cette lisi. Moi-même ni $200 là, moi voulais invest cette lisi, ma ka ouais pièce moi ba yo $200 moi. Quoi, nous na chay question. On a more serious note, we will take you into the dealings of Invest St. Lucia. I will give Miss Elidor some time, of course, but I will be asking the question as we address it step by step so you understand the runnings of Invest St. Lucia for those of us who don't. Et qu'on kay kopan l'automne Invest St. Lucie, ou kay ça va, ça c'est mon Coaks te parler puis là, ça c'est madame nan, mademoiselle Elidor qui te by extension qui travaille ça yo ka. Fair. So to start it off, Miss Elidor, Invest St. Lucia. What is Invest St. Lucia?
Okay, so St. Lucia and Coaks. Invest St. Lucia is primarily an investment promotion agency. So we're responsible for economic development. But don't forget, we took over from what NDC was. So we have multiple roles, if you want to say. Invest Lucia does a lot of different types of project.
Okay, so I don't want you to move too fast because I just want us to get our foundation
Right,
set.
right.
So am I correct in saying there's no longer NDC?
No.
So NDC, what
is
used
now-
to be, is
yeah,
now
Invest.
in Lucia. Nice. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So we have the main mandate of actually facilitating investment in St. Lucia. So
Okay.
it is, we have to actually go out there and get investors for different projects, and
Right.
at the same time facilitate them, help them to get these projects up and running. But the first thing St. Lucians would say is we're just for foreign investors. So that is
Right.
also erroneous. It's a big error in that we facilitate all investors, local, regional, and international. Yes.
Okay.
So we actually do a lot of conferences. We advertise St. Lucia as a investment destination,
Right.
one of the hottest investment destinations right now. And then when we finish getting them, we actually facilitate the project of seeing their project up and running to when they open their door.
Okay.
Right?
So, okay. Moi vle nou bien comprendre ça et encore soit sou on ka ve ça ka fait et demander qui ça qui nous ka discuter nous ka parler by Invest Saint Lucie. Qui ça qui Invest Saint Lucie mais nous ha comprendre et commencer à pondre nous ka fait fondation pour vous comprendre. Changer la tenue NDC. NDC à présent c'est Invest Saint Lucie, Invest Saint Lucia. Quoi la pas ni NDC encore. Si vous voulez dire à présent yo ni responsabilité ça à présent qui c'est Invest Saint Lucie. Qui ça yo ka fait? Yo là et c'est yo qui ka mette avertissement dehors là pour moun qui vle venir faire business Saint Lucie. Et yo nan se bagay lan qui bien important, moi content mazem Elidor fait nous comprendre. C'est pas just investissement l'autre pays. Eh ben investissement qui ka sorti international. Yo la ka supporter moun qui vle faire investissement local aussi bien important ben en wizon. Quoi moi quoi ça c'est yon qui bien important parce que moi c'est yon nan c'est moun nan qui te quoi l'autant invest cette lycée ou ka quoi c'est investissement qui ka sort l'autre pays tout seul. Bon, l'autre bagay là qui bien important, moi content encore mazel doit faire bien clair. Les vini pour vous, après yo contacter, yo fait avertissement, après yo vinn en contacter puis c'est moun nan qui vle faire investissement, à présent yo ka aider ces moun ça les vini pour investissement en pays. So I hope we are following like moi ka kwe ou ka open ça y a l'autre quoi ici à cette information nous ka ba ou l'autre quoi autant Invest Saint Lucia ou ka y savent ça c'est moun qui supposé et ben qui ka mettez avertissement dehors là pour dire qui business Saint Lucie ni et qui manière yo ça vinn faire business yo ka assister ces moun ça quand c'est pour ça organisation ça y là ça c'est côté nous y encore moi ni et puis moi maze Shirlene Elidor c'est lui qui est responsable pour faire les affaires marketing qu'on nous a dit communication c'est responsabilité les venir pour Invest Saint Lucie. I hope I didn't stop you in your tracks and I hope I was on the right track.
No. And I can add something to what you say.
Yes,
I know
go
you
ahead.
have to translate.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, so that's our main mandate. But Invest in Lucia is unique in that we have the attachment, if you may say, we're also responsible for creating landowners in St. Lucia. So we have some land developments going on. So we actually have a department for that and for projects. So we put the infrastructure in and you can come and buy your lots ready to build. So, but we'll talk about that a little later. But what we have seen in the Caribbean and maybe in the world too, there's no investment promotion agency or economic development agency that have the land development or that have the factories and the buildings belong to them. They would then have to go to another agency and work with them to get that space. So I think St. Lucia and Invest St. Lucia has the advantage where we actually have the land development and the factory space. So we actually like a multi-prong agency, if you want to say.
So in other words, it's another wing.
Yes.
Of Lord Zell.
We have several wings
to the mandate. So while your mandate is getting that investment, advertising and getting the investment and facilitating them, there's that added responsibility of getting the land and also developing it.
Yes.
With the intention, whether it be business, residential,
yes,
but that would fall under your umbrella.
Invest in Lucia. Yes.
Invest in Lucia.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're moving on. So as far as the mandate, that would establish what your mandate is.
Main mandate.
And what is Invest in Lucia.
Yes.
When somebody has. So là encore, me say your façade les vini pour invest cette ici, c'est that qui les vini pour yo travail fait avertissement et fait moun connaître qui ça nous ici en l'autre travail yo ni ben en l'autre facette les vini pour travail yo et yo ni terre yo ka hen terre et yo ka développer quand il ka dit en l'autre côté là côté après ou mener c'est mon adé là on est pour une place et on est pour travailler puis en l'autre département l'autre compagnie mais il y en a ces bagages là qui bien bon et puis invest ici c'est that qui yo ni responsabilité ça aussi côté yo ka prêter yo ka développer qui pour mon ouété et ben qui pour développement encore il y en a ces bagages là moins content il dit ça pas pour gens l'autre pays seulement ou cette ici j'ai trouvé quoi et courant et puis ça qui a fait quand chaque les moins savent raison qui nous pas qu'à trouver qu'on nous involver c'est parce que nous pas ça et ça c'est côté nous a changer et nous a ba ou information les pour faire et puis ça. Okay, so I went and I was doing a little research and of course here it says Invest in Lucia also embarked on a major rebranding of the organization and of course describing it as a culture change, what can changer qu'il t'a rather than a cosmetic makeover, get to attract investors who are genuinely committed to supporting St. Lucia's economic advancement and not just looking to profit off its people and natural resources. And I believe that is the key, or rather the main issue when we come to speak about Invest in Lucia. The notion is, of course, Invest in Lucia is just for foreigners and we're just giving out. Speak to us with reference to culture change and the rebranding. Okay. What is the intention here? And of course, like you just say, not just a cosmetic lookover and makeover, but rather get to attract genuinely committed persons. Speak to us to that aspect.
So the rebranding exercise, we took it a step further. The first thing is that St. Lucia rebranded as a country. So we had the country brand. So if you notice,
the flag on your
so
logo.
if you notice, you might see St. Lucia Tourist Board Authority with it, and we all look the same. So we're not all the same. So what happened is we're now a uniform brand. So we now have a country brand. So when we go, sometimes we can do shows together, we represent St. Lucia together. So there's no need to say Invest in Lucia and that's a different type. St. Lucia Tourism, Export St. Lucia, we all have a uniform look. And what we want people to notice is that this is St. Lucia. So that's the first thing. So after the country brand was created, Invest St. Lucia took it a step further. We went a little deeper because normally when people look at branding, they think of logo and taglines, our brand.
Yes,
right? So we did a whole exercise over months of developing where we are now and where we want to be. And to sum it up, we have, normally we wait for investors to come and call and say, I want to do that here. Where we want to be and where we're working to be is that we going after them. We know what the type of sustainable development we want. So we choose it now, and we're going to be a little aggressive on the market. So that's why we took it a little further. And then we changed the tagline. So the tagline is now make it your own. But again, it has two meanings. So one will be make it your own. So if you are foreign and you come in here, we don't want you to just set a business. We also want you to make St. Lucia your home. If it's your home, you'll take care of it,
Much
right?
better, yes,
right.
yes.
So that's one aspect. The other aspect is we want St. Lucians to make St. Lucia, piece of St. Lucia their own with the land developments. So you see, we cover everybody, and we're like, okay, and then so everybody is like, may say they're rebranding again. No, so we took the country brand and we went a little deeper. So with the culture change, the culture is for your team going out there now. If they can internalize that, it will come out. So we go in aggressive after the market. We go for what we want. We go in for the type of investments that we want. And as you can see now, we also go in aggressively trying to make St. Lucians landowners. So that's where the rebranding started, and so we continued. So I'm not saying we're there yet, but where we want to go is we're going on a gold standard. We want to be like, you know, the leaders, the forefront in the market. So that's why we had the little gold and the royal blue and the royal navy blue in our color scheme. And
okay.
yeah.
A matter of fact, and that's the fact, that's what matters right now, ladies and gentlemen. As you could see, time is flying, 25 minutes already going up before the hour. Imagine that and look where we are. And that's what I was saying. That's why we're trying to get all in there. And là encore, mais c'est l'automne invest cette lycée. Bagay là qui bien important, c'est décision, c'était pour vieux bail invest cette lycée en vision. Bayo fait yo pas neuf. Et en bas neuf ça nous ka parler ben en bas vision neuf là en bas titre là make it your own fait ça ou right attention là c'est pour des moun qui veulent venir faire investissement yo en cette lycée et ka dou là invest cette lycée ka dou fait cette lycée ça ou en dans ça yo ka dou là vini ou fait ça ou ka faire on est un petit pas en ça cette lycée mais pas moun qu'on nous ka croire simplement l'autre pays international but quand nous te bien dit à les vini pour te avec mon nité encore invest cette lycée a dit ou bay ko opportunité ça pour ou péni en cette lycée ben investissement les vini en cette lycée en chai développement mais c'est souhait nous ka courir souhait nous ka ba information nous ka toucher à nous ka passer c'est parce que là tellement pour deux mais nous ka faire assis au copan fondation what is invest St. Lucia and there we are getting the information. Of course my guest tonight is Ms. Shalene Elidor, a marketing and communication manager at Invest St. Lucia. And now we are just going into the nitty-gritty, what it is, and we are now speaking of the rebranding. And what is so important is that not only a rebranding in terms of clothing or the physical aspect, but the vision and of course the approach. Qui manye pas espérer moun vini oti nou, but nou ka di moun nou pa we nou la, ek nou ka oti moun dehors la, pour faire yo sav, cette lycée pa we, pour faire business, encore mwen ka vie, pas business pour gens l'autre pays seulement, but business pour gens local ek moun en vision, les ini pour faire invest cette lycée. So that is as it relates to our, the whole rebranding aspect. Right? Moving on. Anything else you have to say as it relates to
rebranding?
Right.
That's it in a summary.
For the rebranding.
Yes.
Now that we have understood that, to date there are a number of undertakings, right? And we keep hearing about it, and I think we are a little clearer now to understand why we keep hearing Invest St. Lucia here, there, mentioned in the budget, and everywhere Invest St. Lucia. Let's go into, I want to touch, first of all, one that a lot of persons probably would have heard over the news, and that would be with Viewfort, the investment in Viewfort, that business, ITEL BPO.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about ITEL BPO and the process, the journey in coming here. So basically,
without stopping you in your track, what is the background? What type of investment first of all?
Right. So ITEL BPO. So BPO is like business processing outsourcing, and well, let's say for St. Lucian's sake, most people know it as call centers.
Right.
But with ITEL BPO, you don't say just a call center, because when you study their corporate culture a little bit, they invested in training their people and getting, so it's call centers, but the call centers have different mandates. Some of them might be lease abstraction, some of them might be customer support, and so this one is like client support. So with ITEL BPO, this is one of the investors actually over the COVID that did not stop their project. We were going, and during COVID we worked very hard to get ITEL BPO, the building ready, retrofitted, and in 6 months, so that they can move in June as projected, as they wanted. So during COVID, while we think everybody is home doing nothing, we were on site working, getting that building day and night, getting it ready so that they can move along with their project. And so what they've provided, they actually projected 200 jobs over the next 12 months. And now they're projecting 750 jobs into 2021. So they've already asked for more space, they're getting more clientele, and we've gone, so they said they would come in during this period and hire maybe 50 by 50, and we've already reached that 150 jobs. So that is one investment that we can see that's moving along. They didn't stop. Most of your investors, they wait to see what happened. They keep the interest, but this is one of them that said we're opening in June. Yeah, we're going ahead with June.
For your average Joe, for lack of a better term, somebody here in Coaks, et puis maze elle doc a parlé about invested ici, et puis yon vend bagay, ITEL BPO, qui ça vous dit c'est mon ka travail? What does St. Lucia stand to benefit apart from, of course, we spoke of the jobs, and we are looking at a projected 750. The domino effect. Because now, from my research, it says here 20,000 square foot facility, and that would be in the Uranora free zone in Vieux-Fort.
Yes.
So it would speak, now that I'm getting a clearer understanding of what you say, NAP open plea, it means we already had that free zone area there. It was a matter of setting it up for them, which was your facilitating it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
perfect.
What is St. Lucia from it? What can we say the benefits of having such an investor to St. Lucia? So, what is the spin-off? And
the first obviously would be job creation, as we know, and we had the job fair and we were a little overwhelmed, but it's good. Over 1,000 people showed up in Vieux-Fort and Point Seraphine combined for jobs at ITEL BPO. And what the spin-offs would be, obviously, especially at a time like this, you actually provide jobs for your people, and they can also, provide for their family. Another spin-off is that if a year later somebody moves on from ITEL BPO, they trained in different areas. Yes, so they're very heavy on training. So they actually, if they leave, they're leaving with another skill. Because one of the reasons they actually chose St. Lucia, and some of the call centers that we've facilitated, like KM2 and Ojo, we've facilitated them, is that our accent, for the better say, is one of the most neutral in the Caribbean. Now, we're not knocking down anybody, but they would run here before we run to Barbados to put a call center. So this is one of the reasons probably St. Lucia would be chosen. And another reason that St. Lucia would be chosen is that we have talented youth. So you're also looking at literacy, education, and all of that.
So we're developing our human resource.
Also, yes.
While we get the investor, we invest it. Certainly, c'est encore comme te do, nous te nan shy, pas nous nan shy te, but nous nan shy information. A lot of information as it relates to Invest St. Lucia, and we have spoken about the rebranding. We now we spoke about the investment as it has to do with ITEL BPO, that provision of jobs, the moon. Ça qui est bien important, question moi m'a dit c'est les nous ton en compagnie kon ITEL BPO, ça tend les nouvelles là, nous attend c'est moun ça venir avec yo la vie fort en free zone nan ko yo ka faire business, c'est moun ça venir avec yo nan c'est bagay là qui est important, Qui ça nous a bénéfice les vini pour ça? Eh bien, on dit dans ça. Là, Mademoiselle Elidor a dit, c'est moun ça, yo ka entraîné moun qui ka travailler puis yo ka entraîné ou. Ça veut dire, les yo même quitté ou même qualifié, ben ou même dans l'état en yon manière ben l'autre, yo peut aller. Nous ni moun qui jani et puis nous peut dire qui ni ti business expérience là en business ça. Moi ka ouais, yon a ces bagay là en Covid. En tant que Covid, comme madame n'a bien dit, elle est dit, ça pas de double bout, ça pas de double bout de travail là. Yo continuer, bagay te en place, yo te ça fait travail yo, même en dans pandémie. Nous, si on met la télévision on, Invest St. Lucia, nous avons parlé de nous avons demandé des questions, nous avons fini pour comprendre qui ça qui vraiment invest St. Lucie. Chaque fois nous avons dit, et nous avons ces bagages là, nous avons adressé, nous avons constant. Moun ka dit, les vini pour ça, c'est moun ça qui a fait investissement pour, mais c'est pour gens l'autre pays. Nous attendons, madame, nan, les vini pour ça, St. Lucien, ça ni bénéfice en sec. Nous avons parlé de tel qu'on nous bien tant, madame, nous avons dit encore, elle est là, où ça a une opportunité ça, pour où ça a une autorité, où ça a un caille, où ça fait investissement. Which brings us to, of course, great focus will be placed on collaborations with the local businesses. Quoting potential investors from St. Lucia, the diaspora, very interesting to
yes,
have, working to generate, of course, repeat business and encourage the expansion of local projects by existing investors. Touch a little on that.
Okay, so, and you were talking about just, continuing from the spin-off. I mean, we can see so much of that.
Yes.
So one of the areas that you mentioned there right now is the diaspora. And so we also had a campaign, but of course COVID slowed us down a little bit. So it was called Invest Back Home.
Invest Back.
Right. So the diaspora, this would be focused on them now, because you have a lot of St. Lucians overseas that actually want to come back home or invest back home. So we would be, assisting them, just, going through the process, because they've been away a long time and they, things have changed. Yes. So we would facilitate the project, of getting them to set up their business there. And we've seen it in the last year that we get a lot of queries from the diaspora. And we were planning missions to actually go out to the hot areas of diaspora, the tri-state area, Florida, Atlanta. So these are things coming up, but we also provide those services for the diaspora. So see how we section it up. So we call them Invest Back Home. So we actually provide the same services that we provide for the foreign investors, the local investors, for the diaspora. And the diaspora, so since they worked a little while away, so they now want to pump the money. So this is an area that we're actually expanding in right now.
Un lot travail, investissement, les akakoui. Un lot affaire, ou kay sav. Les vinaigres, nous parler d'assister et puis, yo pas qu'à faire pour ces gens, l'autre pays qui veulent aider international, monde qui veulent venir faire investissement en cette lycée. Ou kay parler de cette lycée, nous qui a ouété l'autre pays. Mais yo fait ici et c'est moun sa ni attention yo vle venir ici yo vle faire contribution yo la Invest St. Lucie ka assiste yo quand elle est dit Covid empêche un chay bagay fait bah yon a ses intention c'est pour aller like hen et puis c'est moun sa là nous parler de diaspora anglais yo dit diaspora mais ça c'est St. Lucie qui a quitté St. Lucie. Yo allé l'autre pays et puis ça pas veut dire l'Amérique simplement yo ka parler de l'Angleterre yo peut côté yo ya depuis yo pas St. Lucie mais c'est monde ça ka bien comprendre chaque yo vle vier quoi ça qui a fait là c'est Invest St. Lucie aller yo ka dit c'est monde ça qui ça qui là pour yo qui manière yo peut henni qui manière yo peut accommoder yo changer encore ça c'est St. Lucien qui voulait retourner vier cette liste qui fait contribution yo et so yo ka assister ces monde ça aussi. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining in, it's a matter of fact and we are discussing the facts I'm speaking to Miss Shirlene Elidor. She's the Marketing and Communication Manager in West St. Lucia. And we are trashing it out. We are setting this foundation to give you a better understanding as to what exactly is the mandate, what are they doing, what they have done, so that you get a better understanding. And we want to demystify the fact that Invest St. Lucia is just for foreigners or gens l'autre pays, as we say in our own terms. Quoi, nous la ka fait discussion avec moi ka quoi ou ka copan pas dire moi même demander ces questions et vous ka une chance aussi pour demander questions nous ça répondre ici or swear locals land development, which brings one of the developments we have we heard of, and I had the Honorable Bradley Felix over here with me couple weeks ago, is Schwizel development. Could you speak a little? What was Invest St. Lucia's contribution to that aspect of that development, and what is going on there?
Okay, so for the Lafag land development, this is one of our newer land developments. So I'll just touch on, we have Boisjoli also. So phase 1 and phase 2 is already, bought off, and we're going into a phase 3 for Boisjoli. We also have the Beauchamp land development in Micoud. So what we've done is we've, put in infrastructure in the development, and then we facilitate the selling of the land to St. Lucians, diaspora, and to people interested in owning land. So this week we're actually doing the opening for the Beauchamp development in Micoud on Thursday. And we did a groundbreaking for the Lafag development last month. So that development have just begun. So we're now clearing and putting the infrastructure into that development. And we'll be releasing the prices soon, because we've got so many queries, so many calls about the Lafag land development. So that one is 114 lots available.
Right, that's what I was getting
Right,
into.
114 lots. Package 1, 2, and 3 are being done now, and then we will go into package 4 after we've completed those phases. And we will be releasing the price in a week or two, so that people can start the process of land development. Now, for that area, there's the Peter view, ocean view, so you have some prime property, and then you have, just the regular view lots. So for these developments, what we have an application form that you fill out, and then you can go to your financial institution and get your financing, and then we facilitate the rest of getting you your deeds and stuff like that. So the first step is actually getting the application filled out. So we go through all the applications, and we communicate with whoever wants to buy the land, and then we facilitate the whole process.
So let me try to understand this. As we speak of 114 lots for the Schwizel Lafag development. Anyone who wants to buy, first of all, has to do an application form, or fill out an application form.
Yes.
All of this, fill out the application form and see whether or not, go to your financial institution, see whether all of that is being handled by Invest St. Lucia.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Mi se la mwen vle moun kopan ki sa ki ka fet lan le ni pou fek manye operasyon li. So yo ka hente, yo ka develope, et puis yo ka mette pou van. Et puis moun sa gen pou gen, ou ni pou plen yon nan se aplikasyon, la ou plen aplikasyon, ou ka we ki manye yo ka hente fon, ki ou ale an credit union nan, ki ou ale an bank, ko ale pou hente sa. Tout se bagay sa ka tombe an ba pa ou sol Invest St. Lucia. Ou ka fait business et puis yo. I think one of the concerns when we speak of a development like that definitely would be the priority as it relates to St. Lucians and of course persons living abroad who may not necessarily be St. Lucians. You would agree the biasness or financing, is there anything in place to say, okay, St. Lucians are guaranteed maybe a quarter, maybe a this, and of course we could have the investment, because you need the return of your investment.
Right.
So let's discuss that a little.
Right, because people were asking was their priority for
Yes.
Choiseul and with Lafargue.
Right.
So if we had to do it like that, we probably would have just have Choiseul. So obviously we dealt with the constituency office in Choiseul. So we also allowed people to fill their applications there and then filter
Yes.
it back to us. We put it online for people to fill. So what you find is most of the applications are from St. Lucia and the diaspora. They will get priority. And there are just a few lots assigned for commercial.
Right.
So
right.
if people want to do a building for business, or
Business one,
there are a
have that
few lots
aspect.
assigned to that in the development itself. So there are a few lots assigned to commercial and multifamily, and then after that it's just single lots for, and then you can then decide how you build your home or whatever you're going to build in there.
You're going to build.
Yeah.
Là, cette ici encore qu'attend. Les projet Soisey Lafargue là avec développement qui a fait là, yon 114 différents spot yon ni la kaivan l'année yon début 3 différentes sections en dedans si vous voulez faire si vous voulez gagner en gros chose si vous voulez gagner yon qui façade c'est piton l'année différents degrés dedans yon depuis 3 yon ces bagages là chay moun teni conseil moi changer les nous teni honorable Bradley Felix ici à question te demandé qui manière kay faire assurer Jean Soisey et ça ka vini pour yo et ben Jean Soisey kay une priorité si vous voulez dire ça qui j'ai fait là c'est moun kay fait application yo a fait application de manière qu'on a yo ça commander moun kon yo vini ou kay bien comprendre différents moun kay vle différents bagay moun peut-être kay vle pour business et ben yon moun kay vle pour wete tout ka tomber en bas invest cette ici quoi on travail et puis opération en place qu'on et ben business qu'on a moins besoin dire c'est yon qui bien important c'est yon moi ka croire nous ka eten plidi c'est yon nous ka comprendre qui ça qui a fait les venir pour travail c'est moun ça while we could go I want to ask you we will speak about the business incubator and processes but in a COVID era, the pandemic, how has COVID affected the operations and what have Invest St. Lucia put in place to work merely around it?
Okay.
First of all, how did it affect the operations? Because
so I think, and don't laugh when I tell that, COVID and the Invest St. Lucia office, we worked harder. So first we were, we have never seen it like that. So firstly, we had to work from home. So most everybody everyone that was able to work from home, we phased it out and we started working remotely. So, you know, somebody like me saying, oh, I get to work from home, I'll work 4 hours and I'll chill. No, so we were working round the clock throughout COVID. We had to keep our investors informed. We had to continue with some of the developments for the investors. And what some people don't know also, we are actually the landlord for Point Seraphine. Okay. So we had to put measures in there that would have closed, stores have to close. The thing with Point Seraphine also, it is, so Invest St. Lucia is fully funding. We fund ourselves. So we would be affected. You know, we had to cut back a lot of budgets also, but we maintained that everybody kept working. So we worked right through COVID, keeping everybody informed. Projects that had to continue going, we were working on that, of course, keeping within protocols during that time for COVID. So operations-wise, we worked. Budgets would have been cut, that's expected, but we were working from laptops and phone, and it was sometimes, you know, 8 to 8 and just making sure that we get certain things done. And you well understood also. What we also saw is a spike in, well, not spike, but the business processing sector, it held its own. So if you notice KM Squared and all of the calls and they stayed, and what happened is that they were actually getting more business at that time. So we actually
because
helped.
Everybody
and then you had some of them have medical clients where they're answering questions. So they actually expanded during that time. So whoever is handling that portfolio is working round the clock to make sure that they know what to do and how
There's
to
that communication link
yes,
between patients
yes.
and doctors.
So that these were, so we kept on working throughout the period. So it did affect our operations physically, financially, but we kept on working for that time.
Speak to the security of investments pre-COVID.
Okay, so pre-COVID, we had a lot of tourism, obviously,
Yes,
investors.
and one of our most affected sectors.
Right. Now, it was one of our most affected sectors. A lot of them would have held back, but they kept the interest. And what we've seen now at this time is that there's renewed interest in St. Lucia, because St. Lucia is still considered, obviously, a big tourism destination and also one of the hottest investment destinations in the Caribbean right now. So we've seen a renewed interest in the tourism sector, in investments at this time.
Yes,
But of course, they're treading carefully. But we've seen the interest is coming through, and they're just treading a little carefully.
Okay. St. Lucia, a matter of fact, my guest with me tonight, Shelin Elidor, and we are discussing Invest in Lucia, the company, what it is, its mandate, and of course, when we come back, we will go into, of course, the rationing mentioned in the budget, among other things, and give you that opportunity, of course, to make your contribution and to interact with us. A matter of fact, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
At Tropical Solar, we understand the effect of COVID-19 on you. So we're offering you 19% off our water heaters. We can install this efficient technology following all protocols within 48 hours. We guarantee you hot water to wash your hands or shower, rain or shine. And it's backed by a 4-year warranty. For your COVID-19 percent off, call 453-1868 or 454-6344. Tropical Solar, wash away the virus.
Back to school is happening in a big way on Hot 7 TV. For the first time ever, Hot 7 will capture the reopening of the academic year 2020-2021 live. View this historic return of students and teachers to school in what is considered the new normal. In response to COVID-19 protocols, catch up-to-date interviews with ministry officials and teachers at various schools and locations around the island. In this unprecedented time, precipitated by COVID-19, Monday, September 7th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's back to school broadcast live with Hot 7 TV. Always keeping you informed every step of the way.
Welcome back. Thank you so much. A matter of fact, if it's Sunday, you are listening to the show that gives you the information, discuss the issues, of course, giving you that source to give you in detail information and speak also to the subject. My guest tonight, Marketing and Communication Manager, Invest in Lucia, Ms. Shelin
Elidor.
Elidor, thanks. And we are discussing Invest St. Lucia. Quite a bit information, and you will bear with us. It's a lot to discuss, but we have set the foundation, giving you an insight as to the mandate, qui sa compagnie sa ka fait, puis Mazer Elidor, c'est lui qui est responsable pour communication, pour mettre à faire compagnie Invest ici, mettre à faire à droit, faire moun savent qui ça qui a fait, et quand il bien dit, yo en affaires, qu'a mettre cette là, investment, business, buy cette ici, mais pas ça tout seul, yo ka faciliter ou, sou dit, moi je veux faire tel business, moi ouais hot ni advertisement, ben hot ka di, hot ka vendre tel, hot ka faire ça, qui manière moins ça vini, et yo ka assiste ou. Généralement, c'est ça qui a fait. A pas dit aller mettre investment et ben faire ces advertisement ça 17 ici dehors là pour la terre yon nan se bagay là yo ka faire aussi c'est là vini pour développer terre pour yon raison et ben l'autre si vous voulez faire pour business si vous voulez faire pour wete pour gagner caille épithète qu'on nous avec nous parler à souy la fac Soisey en parmi Bois Joli hier là et puis là dans développement aussi en Mikou. Tout ça, attention, c'est qu'on nous tente, mademoiselle Eledotika dit, make it your own. En bas de ça, attention, c'est faire ça ou même.
Yes.
Make it your own. En yon manière, qui c'est terre, qui c'est business là, fait c'est yon bagay, ou ka vie kon yon moun qui kay fait ça qui ça ou. Avant nous pause là, moi promettre nous vie nous te tente premier ministre n'a parlé à fait l'éthique adressé cette ici kay concept il parlait dit te qui man yo kay fait un projet pour chaque monde ni te qui ça yo même et ça encore nous ka tomber en bas Paris Sol Invest St. Lucia. I speak of the land rationing. It was spoken of at Parliament, and we heard a number of communities, Pulitong, La Witwat, in Grace, Hope Estate, Grand Ravine, all those places. That would be offered to St. Lucia, and I guess West St. Lucia would be the one champion in that cause. Give us a little insight to that project as it has to do with the rationalization project.
So basically, Invest St. Lucia has a land rationalization project going on right now, and it still falls under creating landowners. It is a little different because now you already have people on the land,
right,
squatting, if you want to say, right? So we have now the challenge, the mandate, if you want to say, of converting these people who already have their structures on the land into landowners. So the project, like you mentioned, some of the areas you mentioned, we have field officers, we have a project manager, and they would have to, go on the ground and speak to them, get it surveyed, and then sell it back for them. Then they can own that land. Yeah. Obviously, it will not be at market price because we have to meet you halfway. But so it's another form of developing the land and then creating another landowner. So instead of having your little structure, there's quotes, and you wondering, boy, who own that land, and they'll come and destroy it. We're now giving them the opportunity to actually own that land that their structure is on, and so that, and then with proper infrastructure also, so you get it surveyed and you get your land document in your hand. So that is part of the land rationalization project, and it has been going on, and we've converted some of them to landowners right now, and it still is part of creating the landowners. So like the PM mentioned in his budget address earlier, that they're trying to 500 to 600 landowners. So the land rationalization project is also part of creating landowners.
You know, c'est l'autre travail de responsabilité en bas c'est projet là vini pour projet yo ka créer pour ration c'est kaila yon de en ces places là qu'on Péro Lumière l'appel Coulitong la retraite Guasaye la ressource Hope Estate Grand Rivière Mon View et puis attention c'est pour faire mon ni papier yo ou kay vini apante moun jaka wete a société ça mais Invest ici et nous te tant ça encore comme dit en kay concept là vini a ba projet ça premier ministre te parler de ça côté moun kay hen papier te yo kay vini yo kay apante te yo kay vendre ni ba ou kay hen opportunité ça pour gagner quoi ou kay ça dit mi bon nous là pour là c'est ça ou parce que kay bien d'accord moun haka wete là. Attention, c'est pour faire un papier qui saute parce qu'un chay moun anek ka batikaï tout partout personne te famille qu'on nous a dit personne pas ni papier et puis là on a une opportunité ou peni papier ça qui c'est ça ou et pour pécouiller ou ça dit on yon qui ça ou même time is flying I want us to go into the incubator and accelerator project.
Yes.
I know it is one of your projects.
And new projects.
New projects coming up, and you have some information as we speak to do with the incubator and accelerator project.
Okay, so Invest St. Lucia also has a national, if you want to call it, incubator and accelerator program coming on. Earlier in the year, before COVID, it was supposed to be full laid out, physical and virtual. So what we've decided in this time is, instead of stopping the project, we are going to start it with a virtual incubator. So the incubator is basically a place where people with business ideas, or entrepreneurs or small business can actually grow their business, get the advice that they need, coaching, access to services, maybe at a reduced cost for their business. So it is a way to actually encourage entrepreneurship in St. Lucia. So we've already done a bit of the platform. So we're going firstly with a virtual incubator. So we're going to run that virtual incubator for the next couple months. So we're not doing the physical aspect of it yet. So we're doing a virtual incubator, which would be launched later this month into next month. And the platform is being built. So over the next few weeks, you're going to hear a lot about the incubator. So the first thing is actually to explain to St. Lucia what the program is.
Right.
And many times, a lot of what we do, we notice that people don't understand, and they don't understand Invest St. Lucia. So over the next few months also, we're continuing to educate St. Lucia about what we do. And in the incubator,
but without cutting you short.
Yes.
Moi sit là regarder incubator.
Yes, so
so hot kind of college qui comme petit pool et hot kind we là pour pon because we need to understand the incubator
so
and what
it's
it is.
just like what you said. Not a college, but it is a
will
place
have an office that
where
will
you
accommodate.
yes. So we're going to do the virtual for now.
Yes.
So it's almost like having your little baby,
Yes.
and you put it into the incubator to grow.
Yeah, but that baby, as we will refer to, would be a
your
business.
business, right?
And it could be an idea.
A
so
business.
Still falling in the path of
Right.
facilitating.
Yes. So
And
think of it, Coaks, you have a little idea,
Yeah.
but you don't know where to start, what to do. You have legal, you have this. So if we have a platform, if we have some lawyers, we have some marketers, we have some coaches, and so you can sign on to that platform, and you could probably get, okay, the lawyers will assist you, but I mean, you have your little fees.
Yes.
You have your marketing person that can direct you, your
right.
coaches, your mentors, so that can assist you in actually developing that business. Many times we have a little idea, but we
Yes.
don't know where to go, where to start. If we go to another business person, they might run with it. So it is to help your business grow and to help small businesses expand. So that's what, and tomorrow,
incubator is.
yes. So
And
over the next few weeks, you'll be hearing about it.
and giving more information.
Yes.
Cette lycée, nous kay ouvert ligne à présent kay ouais limoa puis ou kay une chance pour demander question parce que nous ni tellement information ben nous ka quoi ou ka comprendre qui ça qui ka aller à l'automne Invest St. Lucia, Invest St. Lucie, and we spoke we just spoke of the incubator and accelerator project, and of course when you're here in incubator virtually, you said we're going to start with you will be able to call and get that assistance. Exaye monsieur lay vini pour ou ka tan yon se bagay lan invest septisi ka fait et ben yon projet yo ka vini et puis c'est pour ou qui ni un petit business et pour ka d'accord et puis moi en chay de lait ou pas fini savent ko pour aller ben qui manière pour aller devant ou ka ça couiller avec hen assistance ça ou ka ça yo ka ça ni en côté ou ça aller hen avocat kaidou qui papier ou brisé aller en yon moun qui ça dou qui manière ou ça mette non do wala koto ou ça aller qui moun qui brisé ça ou ka vendre et mais qui service ou ka bay lan quoi ou ka hen ti assistance ça et puis c'est pour ça yo couyer en incubator et puis en anglais mais tout ça il veut dire c'est même qu'on ka mettre yon zé éclos et ben ti mama ka hen si pour ça quoi yo ka une environnement ça pour vous qui ni yon idée et ben qui veut commencer un business quoi nous ka quoi en chaque information mais les ka couiller là nous quoi nous ka accommoder caller thank you for your patience you could go ahead with your contribution good night.
Yeah, I'm addressing the young lady.
Yeah.
I'm addressing the young lady.
Yes.
And Coaks.
Yes.
I would like you to listen to me for a minute and give me a chance.
Well,
Because
we are
I am not
running.
calling
I don't want to cut you
impatient
short, but we
listen.
short on time.
I don't want. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We are listening.
I don't like to give information without proof.
Without
Okay?
proof.
Yeah, I'm addressing it to the young lady.
Yes.
I listened to the development of surveying land, and then so people can purchase the land, so they can have ownership, and then they can pass over the land to their children. They can go and take a little loan, use that paper, the same land paper that they have acquired after scouting on the land for so long.
That's under the rationalization project, right?
All
In
right.
the names we mentioned.
Okay. Right. So I'm asking the young lady now, surveyors that they give to do that, do they give them a contract?
So did you have the? Could you repeat that? The
surveyors that they assign to do that type of work.
Yes, yes.
Do they give them a contract?
So we have a in-house surveyor, and then we also work very closely with planning. In terms of the different contracts, I can't give out the contractual, the specs of the contract.
Yeah.
But we work very
do you
closely.
know that I'm speaking? Do you know that I'm talking to you from experience?
Okay, I'm listening.
From experience. What I don't like, which I think is very uncharitable, is when things cannot materialize. That we should not use these type of platforms to give people false information.
Now I want to stop. Listen. I gave you that opportunity.
But
Are you
I know you
speaking?
would
No.
say that.
Listen to me. I gave you an opportunity to speak, and we are discussing the information. We spoke specifically to rationalization project, namely in Coolitong, Lawituet, Hope Estate. That is what an ongoing. And the young lady said she know in some instances some person has already received the document. Now you are saying you have the experience and you know that sometimes it doesn't materialize, which balances off. She never said everything is completed, but we have proof that some persons, namely, and I'm speaking specifically to the information we are giving out tonight, right now, to the questions I asked.
Coaks,
Oui, maka comprendre. Allez.
Coaks, c'est pour yo follow up. Extra yo
Ouais,
ja
moi
bay.
d'accord.
Moun pou fè.
Definitely.
Tan mwen, Coaks, tan mwen. Mwen se yon ke kay pale bien simple ici, hein.
Oui, parlez pas. Moi, je veux comprendre tout. Nous, ni l'autre monde qui voulait parler
C'est moi
aussi.
dou yon bagay.
Fait écouter.
Là, ou ka fè on bagay. Ou ka fè honnête.
Oui.
C'est pour ou fè honnête.
Exclusively.
Exclusively.
Oui, pour faire ainsi, oui, on
on a
complète.
parlé about. Bon, ma vle zot bon mwen chance pour moi aller à sous plateforme pour porter bail là des pour Jean Saint-Lucie connaître ça moi ça.
Non, mais il bon si c'est un bon bagay pour nous continuer,
Ça
il bon.
cadeau là.
Ah
C'est pour yon ni contract en place.
ah.
C'est pour yon pas pour pièce qualité surveyor pour un ride. Vous comprenez?
Okay.
What ça n'a parlé about? I made about voir même kaidou ki moun.
Okay. Eh bien, moi, nous comptons contribution ça. Merci, en cher.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, with anything else, you know, point taken.
Yeah, it's not an
If
easy
you're going to do that,
project,
and we're not insinuating here or
No,
saying,
no.
and we accept the fact that yes, if you're going to do it, do a follow up as it has to do with the rationalization.
It's a very challenging project.
Yes. Thank you, caller. Matter of fact, could you go ahead with your contribution?
Good evening, Coaks.
Hey, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening to my young lady from Babono.
Good evening.
I'm a small businesswoman, Frances Rob. I need to know more, and I need to know how to go with because I need a lot of help in my business.
Nice. So,
Frances Rob. Okay, Frances, know her very well though. We will be launching the incubator hopefully by the September 30th, and we're asking small businesses and entrepreneurs and new ideas to actually sign on to the platform. And we will have demonstrations where we show people how to use the platform. And then depending on the type of help you need, because then you would have already started up, so you might need more marketing help, So there
A lot, because people have been calling me
Yes.
from the States everywhere for my friends
Right,
rub.
right, and how to expand. And with the incubator, I also have to mention that we have a lot of partners so it's not just us, it's Export St. Lucia, we have SBDC, Ministry of
Yes.
Commerce, and the Development
Yes, I'm in
Bank.
all these things. I'm in all what you call
Right,
in there. I already
right.
book with them.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right, so you can give us a call and then we will definitely.
I don't
once
have
we-
your number, you know. Can you
Well-
take mine, please?
Yes, I'll take yours.
713-4162. Frances Rob.
Okay, Francis. Definitely you'll hear from me.
Okay, Mr. Cox, Mr.
Okay.
Sugar, send love for you. Bye.
Okay, thanks a lot, merci Shai pour Kuyala. 20 past. I would give you that opportunity. While we let you know the lines are open, you could call any contributions. The number is 450-0777. Ou peut crier nous sur une contribution, sur une question, ou voulez faire, a matter of fact, ligne ouvert. Your final words?
Final words for St. Lucia is now you're going to know a little bit more about what we do. We'll keep on educating St. Lucia about what we do, and we have services. We're open to all of the St. Lucian public. So we have services available for them. They can call us or they can come into the office. We have an office in Viewfort and in Castries.
And where exactly?
So we are in Castries in the Herald in Rock building, first floor, and in Viewfort we're in the Gablewoods Plaza South. So we have an office there also.
Go ahead, caller. Good night. Thank you so much for calling the program.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
And how are you doing, sir?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Good.
I'm good.
Nice.
Good information out here, but my question here is that over the last couple years or months, we've been hearing that lands are being given away to foreigners and selling at good price and whatnot. How would Export St. Lucia counteract that business with those developments that they come in having there, where they have to sell to St. Lucians?
Okay.
think
And
they
the
can
correction there is
invest.
St. Lucia, not Export St. Lucia.
Okay.
Maybe
So okay, I think there's a little because if we're speaking about international or foreign investors coming in, they will, if they're doing a big project, probably a hotel or something, then their lands.
No, because it is out there that lands. You hear me?
I'm
Yeah,
hearing
we're
you.
listening. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we're listening.
Yeah, it is out there that lands are being sold at next to nothing to foreigners. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And now we are trying to sell lands to locals, and you said the price is not there yet. But then you will get people now counteracting and saying that foreigners are getting at X amount of price, and now you're selling to locals. So how would export invest and
Invest, yeah.
invest and Lucia contract? My apologies, because I work with Export St. Lucia.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, understand.
So that's why I make
The cross in there, yeah.
Yeah. So how would invest and Lucia counteract that?
Or counteract the thought and so basically I think there's a big confusion about that, because the land developments, these are made available for residential, and these are almost at market price or maybe just below market price, and these lands are not just sold away to foreigners. So I know there's the notion of we're just selling away land to foreigners and at dirt cheap or whatnot, but these are all fallacies, because there are different projects and each project is looked at on a per project basis. And then we have the land developments for residential and for sale. That's a whole different scope by itself. So these are just two different aspects. And when we have international foreigners or international investors coming in, they're looked at on a per project basis. So they're not just coming in and we have to look over the business plan. We have to make sure that it's a viable project before anything is actually go ahead. We've turned down a lot of projects because it's not sustainable, it's not viable, it doesn't fall under, the sectors that we looked after. So there are a lot of projects and ideas that come in all the time, but we have to actually comb through them and look through them and ensure that they are actually, viable projects or sustainable projects. So I know the notion is out there, and we're bit by bit trying to change the mindset of St. Lucians and the notion.
That's exactly where I was coming.
Right.
That's exactly where I was coming. How would Invest St. Lucia change that mindset?
Right.
Because it is out there already.
Yes. So what we've realized is that people actually don't understand what we do, and we actually have a campaign dedicated to educating St. Lucia. Yes. So it's a campaign that is just targeting the local audience, and different topics are, obviously COVID would have slowed down, they cut the budget, but every month we had a topic plan where we would actually educate St. Lucia about what we do and how we do it. So that is actually, and we've begun that already in the past few months by educating St. Lucia, maybe through press releases and through other shows that we're now coming on to actually explain to St. Lucia how we do it and what we do.
Okay, thank you. Now on a different note, I want to counteract again Invest St. Lucia. I know they have this nice St. Lucia sign by Point Seraphine, right? Mm-hmm. But that is in the backyard.
Yes, and it was strategically placed there for a few reasons. Yes. So the back of the sign is actually painted in the flag. So when the cruise passengers are coming in, they see something, they're intrigued by it, and also when they leave in, it's like a goodbye to St. Lucia.
That is my problem. That is my problem.
So, and
when
then the front,
the St. Lucia is back to front.
Right, but remember, the sign is not only for them. So when they disembark, you're going to go look for the sign, because part of it is to keep the passengers, the cruise passengers, on the property and to spend more time on St. Lucia. So what it was is that Point Seraphine was seen as not one of the best spots in the Caribbean, and that also in the past few years, cruise stats would have shown you that the passengers aren't spending enough time on the island. And the sign is also to attract hotel visitors to come. This is the only sign like that in St. Lucia, so it's an attraction now. And it's multi-pronged. We bring the residents. We want them to come out and take their sign. And also, at the back is where you have your bars and a nice lawn area. So we want people to spend time there. And also the lawn area can also take an event. So there were many reasons why it was placed there.
Okay, so why wasn't there a mirror effect?
A mirror effect because it's 3D and it's concrete. So we would have, you would have to probably do another sign.
A mirror effect would have been done. That you separate, you put you put the St. Lucia in the right reading, and on the side when you come in on the ship you see.
Point taken, Colin. Thanks so much, but we're trying to just we're running out of time. Thank you so much. Oui, frère, merci à Shaiba. Nous gagnons beaucoup de pays là, ni à bonsoir. Okay. Yes. Much as I said when we started, the time is so much against us.
We ran through.
We have time for one more call. We will take a last call, but we could see the holistic development of Invest St. Lucia, the rebranding, the mandate, and you just said. In the coming days, we will be seeing and hearing a little more, and that would be good. I think persons are out there. One of the things that is lacking is the fact that not only the dissemination of the information, but people understanding it, breaking it down to your average Joe. Yes. Go ahead, call our final call for tonight. Thank you so much for calling, a matter of fact.
Thank you, Coaks and your guest.
Yes, thank you so much for calling.
I would like to make, I'm glad of the statement the young lady is making there.
Right. In terms of...
One thing I know for sure, that the process in doing the business is too long.
The process. Yeah, the bureaucracy.
So you are right in terms of, so this is also another area that we have to work on in policy advocacy. Okay. So we do not control the whole business process, But what we are also working on is for it to be a better business climate, and we to actually write policies and to all the agencies and ministries that were maybe bottleneck, that if we can have a faster process, a smoother process, it makes our job easier and it makes us look great on the market. Yeah, we actually have to work with these agencies because we do not control the business process. St. Lucia has a business process.
Go ahead, sir.
There are many things that I personally have sent to the business, to your office there. And you have to keep on calling and no response. And it is so difficult to find people inside when you call them. So, I mean, if we are trying to run St. Lucia, to make St. Lucia a real Helen of the West,
right,
we need to expedite the business faster. Things are taking too long to process inside there, and it's too difficult to get a staff inside when you need them.
Yes.
So, therefore, I would appreciate and encourage that if we are to make ourselves number one in the region, we need to do things more expeditiously and much faster than that.
Okay. Yeah, point taken, caller. And also, the agency works really hard, really quick too, and there's some processes we can't control. But what we are trying to do right now is to work with all of our partners and stakeholders so that they can operate at the same speed as well.
Yeah.
Investigation is not new to me. I know exactly what's happening inside it. So when I make those statements, I know what I'm saying.
Okay,
so I would like you all to expedite the things, where even when you call the staff, you're getting too long to get a staff to access the staff inside it.
Okay. Thanks so much for your call. And on that note, let me see, you would agree, you definitely have to be back here.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I mean, time flies by when you're having fun and giving information. St. Lucia, we thank you. But on behalf of my guest, Miss Elador, I will have to say goodbye. But if it's Sunday and you hear it's 8 o'clock, la pani pièce côté pour ouye passer ici. And that's a matter of fact. But moi bien vite m'a dit, Monsieur Popo, bonjour, Helen, m'a dit bonjour à tout le monde qui a écouté, Adèle tellement monde pour couiller. It's a matter of fact, the information, you get it right here. Thank you so much. Good evening.
To do that to Coaks.
Yes, a matter of fact.
At Tropical Solar, we understand the effect of COVID-19 on you. So we're offering you 19% off our water heaters. We can install this efficient technology following all protocols within 48 hours. We guarantee you hot water to wash your hands or shower, rain or shine. And it's backed by a 4-year warranty. For your COVID-19 % off, call 453-1868 or 454-6344. Tropical Solar, wash away the virus.
Back to School is happening in a big way on Hot 7 TV. For the first time ever, Hot 7 will capture the reopening of the academic year 2020-2021 live. View this historic return of students and teachers to school in what is considered new normal in response to COVID-19 protocols. Catch up-to-date interviews with ministry officials and teachers at various schools and locations around the island in this unprecedented time precipitated by COVID-19. Monday, September 7 from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's Back to School broadcast live with Hot 7 TV. Always keeping you informed every step of the way.
The opinions expressed on this TV program by the hosts, guests, and callers are solely their opinions and responsibility. They do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Hot 7 TV or its affiliates.